crafty friends, this is Jenny from crafttestdummies.com, and today we're starting a new fun segment. We are doing the craft countdown, and for those of you who may be familiar with it on the blog, it's where we ask fabulous crafty bloggers things about themselves. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And today we've got Carolina Moore of 30-Minute Crafts and Always Expect More and Crafty Hangouts, and probably more than that, here joining us today.
I don't know how much I want to admit to. Hey, thanks for having me, Jenny.
Did I miss any of your sites? You've got so many.
I think we're good. Yeah. If you go to carolinamore.com, you can click on like everything. Everything's there.
And there might be more
too, anyway.
There could be more tomorrow. You just never know.
There could be.
So, Carolina, we're going to start off by doing the craft countdown. And actually, we start with number 5. Tell us 5 tools or products that you can't live without.
Okay, this was hard for me to limit to 5 because there's so many things that I use. You can see I left my messy craft space in honor of your very full craft space. And you're only seeing like half of it. The other half I'm looking at is even worse. So that's why we're facing this way today. One is this is a round nose pliers. And I have 2 pair, and I'm always looking for one of them. Like, I have 2 pair, and I can never find them. They're never both in the same place at the same time. And I cry every time I can't find it because there is no other, like, there isn't a substitute for my round nose pliers. If I'm making jewelry, I want my round nose pliers, and I cry until I can find them. So there's one.
You need those. If you're making jewelry, those are a must.
Okay. I do a lot of quilting, so while I could say my sewing machine, I think that's a little obvious. So this is basting spray. I like getting things done, and by the time I have my quilt top pieced, I just want to move on to quilting. I don't want to spend 2 hours pin basting or using stitches to baste down my quilt. So I spray baste. This is Spray and Bond from Thermoweb, and I love spray basting. So there's 2.
I have to make a introduction with that spray bond. Yeah. That's also great for if you're using stencils, keeping your stencils in place, or if you do a die cutting machine that needs a sticky mat, that makes your mat re-sticky. So that's great to have.
I have used it. I've used it on sticky mats before to re-sticky them. Absolutely. So true. So sad.
For a glue gun.
Glue gun. I know. It's like $3. You can find this one. I think came from the dollar store at one point. Which is
why it's broken.
Probably. But anyway, whether it's as long as it's heating up, whether the little trigger works or not, glue gun. It's number 3. Number 4, markers, permanent markers. I like doing doodly things or doing little drawingly things or even doing doodles on my son's lunch bags for school. Markers. So that's number 4. And number 5, the highly unexpected. My planner, because it keeps me organized.
Oh, nice.
I do a lot of crafting, and if I have an idea, but I need to get something from the store for it, I need to write it down. And so this guy is always with me and lets me know what deadlines I have coming up, as well as what little shoppings I need to do. And yes, so a must, my little crafty planner.
I love that. Thank you. Okay. By the way, are you brand loyal to those markers that you showed, or do you have a favorite brand of marker? Do you like solvent versus alcohol versus water-based? Which do you like the best?
Sharpies are easy to find. So for broad tip things, I use Sharpies, and I like the this has a thick end and then a narrow end. So I mean I like that. But at this point, I haven't found like one marker that I'm specifically brand loyal to. It's really the one that's closest.
Whatever is within arm's reach is my favorite. Excellent. Okay, so
that's how it works.
Let's go to 4 things that inspire you. Go.
4 places that I find inspiration for doing creative, crafty type things. If I say, okay, Halloween's coming up and I need to try to come up with some projects, or man, I have no idea what I'm going to share this week or next week. One of my favorite things to do is walk through the dollar spot at Target. you find these little things, these inexpensive things, and it's like, oh, well, this can become something, or oh, I've got this thing, it can become something. If I'm in my pajamas and the children are sleeping and going to the Target dollar spot not possible, then I might go to some online shopping, crafty kind of things, and kind of browse through craft shopping sites. Consumer Crafts is a great one to start browsing through, and oh, well, they've got holiday stuff. Ooh, what's on sale? And just start clicking around and seeing things that I can then transform into something else. I find that inspiring. When I have kind of an idea, but I don't know how to make it happen, I have a project that I'm working on that I want it to look like a moonshine jug. And I kind of had an idea. I grab my phone and I tell it moonshine jug images, and it's like magic, these things. All of a sudden my phone is filled with all these different images of moonshine jugs, and I can just scroll and scroll and scroll like infinitesimally until I find ones that I like, and then I can just screen capture them until I have this whole little, it's like a Pinterest in my phone of images that I can then take. Okay, well, I like the handle of this one, and I like the way this one has the X's on the front, and I like the label of this one, and ooh, look at the colors on this one. So through this compilation of images, I can get my inspiration of how I want what's in my head to come out on the page or on the fabric or on the whatever I'm working on. So that's number 2, inspiration sources. If I'm really stuck for inspiration, and I mean really stuck for inspiration, then it's a must to clean my craft room. It's hard to be inspired to create in disaster. I create in a disaster on a regular basis, ask my husband. But it's hard to if you're already, I need to figure out something to make, or I want to make, and you walk into this room that's just a mess and there's like stuff on the table. Cleaning helps kind of like clean out the mind as well, but also I find things. It's like, oh, I remember I bought this and I was going to make this jewelry, or oh, I was going, yeah. So
it's like Christmas when you rediscover what you already own.
It's like Christmas presents to myself. It's so awesome. And do you know who knew exactly what I wanted? I knew exactly what I wanted. It's so awesome. And then the inspiration source that I always have that it really, truly inspires me is deadlines. Knowing it's gotta get done. Nothing inspires me like, this is due tomorrow. Yes. So 4 inspiration sources.
Cool. Excellent. Well, I can totally relate to the cleaning the studio and finding things that you forgot that you purchased. I just did a little craft room confessional on that very topic, so I feel ya, lady.
Yes.
All right, so if you could have lunch with 3 people, who would you have lunch with?
The first, and I'm going to get the oh, like the rolling eyes or the oh, you're so lame, but it would be my husband. We have 2 little boys. We have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and getting to just sit down and have lunch and hang out and talk with, the guy I married, because, I like spending time with him. So yeah, he's number 1 on my list. And then the second and third, I have I have lots of family that lives over in Europe. My dad has a sister that lives in Holland, and my mom has a sister that lives in the south of France. And they are both amazing people. They are beautiful inside and out and super creative. And I never get to see them because I live here in the States and they live over there. And, those flights, they're just not so cheap. If someone's offering to, spring for me to have lunch with whoever I want, invite my husband and my 2 aunts, and we'll all sit down and have an awesome lunch. It'll be amazing. Amazing.
Yay. Now, number 2, you chose to answer this question. I am not asking. Let's just make this perfectly clear to the Craftiverse so that I am not asking what you suck at, but you have to answer the question, what 2 things do you suck at?
Yeah, I think the way the question was originally phrased was like 2 things that you're not good at, but, really you're asking what 2 things do I suck at.
Well, between us, because we're pals.
Well, yeah, and no one online is ever going to see this, right? Yeah, right. Honestly, though, I love doing things that I enjoy doing, and generally the things you enjoy doing are the things that you're good at, but no one can be good at everything. And one of the things that I completely suck at, you are amazing at, and that is singing. Like I can sing out a good Girl Scout camp song, like no problem, and have publicly, no problem.
Sing.
Probably.
Sing to like girls, like, fun singing.
Yeah, but like real, like, up at the front of church, like that kind of singing, I would be the last person picked. It'd be like dodgeball, and I would be still waiting there going, all right, which team's left that's stuck with me? Because not the singer, not the vocalist. No, not me. And that's okay. That's okay. My singing can be, contained to just the shower. That's fine. And then the other is yarn crafts, like knitting, crocheting. Both my mother and my grandmother proclaimed me unteachable.
Oh, snap.
I know. Well, yeah, I was a teenager got attitude. So knitting, crocheting, not my bag. Never learned. It's hard. That stuff's hard. I have so much respect for people who create these like beautiful knit or crocheted pieces, and I do know the difference between a crochet hook and knitting needles. I do. But
that's the first step.
Right? Like the
first step.
The first step to the first step. Yes. 13-year-old Caroline, why didn't you just shut up and learn it?
The number one question. What is your number one superpower?
I have found the 25th hour in the day.
Where is it?
What? It's my superpower. Like, does Superman teach you how to fly? No. He just, flies around, right?
Don't you think, like, the betterment of humanity, you are obligated to share where that 25th hour is?
Yeah, the world's not ready for this yet.
Gotcha. You know what? I have a feeling that 25th hour is somewhere in that planning book that you showed us. And it has something to do with good time management and having all of your duckies in a row.
That might be the 26th hour. I'll work on that one.
Okay. Carolina, you have been with Craft Test Dummies for just over a year. And I'm wondering, are there any of the reviews or posts that you've done that you have really enjoyed doing?
I always enjoy doing the book reviews because as a blogger, I always wish I had more time to like read other blogs and like see what other people are up to. And I feel like I don't get the time now that I used to do that. And so when I sit down to do a book review, I really get to look through a body of someone's work, like a specific collection of work and on a specific topic. And I love being able to do that. And that's always inspiring to me to see what people are doing and what they're coming up with. And, as a book, this is by them and their publisher. This is the best that they've got to offer. And so I love doing the book reviews because I always love seeing that.
I know that you are super busy, you're in design teams, and you've got all these websites. I'm really interested in Crafty Hangouts. Can you share a little bit about what that format is for the Craft Test Dummies YouTube audience?
Awesome. I'm so glad you asked. Crafty Hangouts, it started out as a way for my blogger friends and I to do more video because we love YouTube and we love video, and it's a whole different medium. And for me, I've been saying for a year, I want to do more video, and in a year, I'd done 2 videos. And that wasn't cutting it for me. So when Google came out with this way to do Hangouts, where people can chat and there's no post-production, it goes straight to YouTube and it's all live, it was such an easy way for us to start doing video. And it morphed over the course of a year into a site called craftyhangouts.com. We have a team of over 20 bloggers turned vloggers who create crafty tutorial content. We pick 1 week each month, and we have between 10 and 20 bloggers that week post videos, live content between 3 minutes, and some people go kind of long, but usually between 3 and 10 minutes in length of the tutorial on the theme. We just did a theme using labels and parties. We have a theme coming up, crafts under $10. So it's live video content from a couple dozen bloggers, and I love it. Sometimes we'll do it like this, where there's 2 of us chatting and crafting. Sometimes people will do it just themselves. It's a different way to connect, and people can like hear my voice in their head, which I'm sorry about that. I don't know that that's a good thing. But it's just, it's a different way to get to meet and connect with the audience, and I love that.
Thank you so much for being with us today. And for all of you out there, make sure you check out, is it carolinamore.com?
Yep, spelled like the state Carolina, and Moore is with 2 O's, so carolinamore.com.
M-O-O-R-E, and also Crafty Hangouts, and we will have those URLs for you either in the description or at the end. So thank you so much for watching, everybody, and have a crafty day. And thank you so much, Carolina, for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.